You know what's absolutely wild? There's a guy out there who built a multi-million-dollar empire by telling people that capitalism is evil, while living in a mansion that screams, "I love capitalism." That's just the beginning of this train wreck. Meet Hasan Piker, a man so controversial that he's managed to get banned from Twitch multiple times, spark international incidents with his political takes.
At least the nickname fits. Piker.
What does that mean?
Definitely a piker, this guy.
And somehow still maintain a platform with over 2 million followers. This is the story of a socialist who became everything he claims to hate, a political commentator whose own words keep coming back to haunt him, and a content creator whose downfall might be the most predictable plot twist in internet history. Before we dive into the absolute chaos that is Hasan's career, let's talk about how this whole mess started. Hasan Piker wasn't just some random guy who stumbled into fame. He had connection. His uncle Cenk Uygur founded the Young Turks.
Hi guys, I'm Anna.
And I'm Cenk. We're the hosts of the Young Turks, the leading news show on YouTube.
One of the biggest progressive news channels on the internet. Classic nepotism at work, but hey, that's showbiz. Born in New Jersey but raised in Istanbul, Turkey, Hasan got his political education early. He cut his teeth at the Young Turk, learning how to package progressive politics for mass consumption. But it was when he jumped to Twitch that things got interesting. And by interesting, I mean absolutely unhinged. Twitch, a platform designed for gamers, suddenly becomes home to one of the most divisive political commentators of our time. Hasan figured out how to blend gaming, political rants, and pure chaos into content that millions couldn't look away from. Now here's where things get spicy. In 2019, during what was supposed to be a routine stream about American foreign policy, Hasan dropped a bomb that would define his entire career. He suggested that America deserved 9/11 because of its history of military intervention.
America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
We're there to partner with them.
We totally brought it on ourselves, dude. Holy sh**. We did. We did.
Let me repeat that. This man looked into a camera with thousands of people watching and essentially said one of the most devastating terrorist attacks in American history was justified. The internet absolutely lost its mind. Politicians condemned him. Fellow streamers distanced themselves. Even his own fan base was split. But here's the thing about Hasan. He doubled down. He claimed he was critiquing American imperialism, not celebrating terrorism.
You said America deserved 9/11. Did you mean that?
No. Obviously not, especially considering the fact that while that is a very viral quote that is going around currently, if those people were at least even remotely charitable or cared about the actual truth of what I was talking about.
But the damage was done, and this moment became the foundation of every controversy that followed. What's fascinating is how this one comment became a perfect microcosm of Hasan's entire career. Provocative, tone-deaf, and wrapped in just enough political theory to give his defenders something to work with. If Hasan's relationship with Twitch was a romantic comedy, it would be the most toxic one ever made. These two have been playing an endless game of breakup to makeup that would make your most dramatic friend jealous. In 2021, Hasan got his first major ban for repeatedly using the C word on stream.
What's going on? Some people tried appealing their ban for the C word and it got denied because since they have no tolerance for racism. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's totally chill. The second day in a row where Twitch has just taken down my VOD. What is happening? I'm getting increasingly more annoyed with the way that Twitch is operating.
Now, most people would take the hint and maybe dial it back. Not Hasan. He turned his ban into a philosophical debate about racial power dynamics and historical context. The man got suspended from a gaming platform and somehow made it about systemic oppression. But the real kicker came in 2025. During a rant about healthcare, Hasan said, and I quote, "If you cared about Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, a sitting U.S. senator."
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. Okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him the current, what is his current office?
On a live stream with thousands watching. Twitch banned him faster than you could say terms of service violation, but here's the plot twist. He was back the next day. One day. That's like getting detention for setting off fireworks in class and being welcomed back with a cookie. This pattern reveals something crucial. Twitch doesn't know what to do with Hasan. He's too big to ban permanently, too controversial to ignore, and too profitable to loot. It's the perfect storm of corporate indecision. Now we need to talk about the elephant in the room, the anti-Semitism accusation. During the 2024 Gaza conflict, Hasan's commentary on Israel-Palestine crossed lines that many found unforgivable. His rhetoric was so inflammatory that he got nominated as Anti-Semite of the Year by Stop Anti-Semitism. Think about that for a second. There's an actual organization that hands out awards for anti-Semitism, and they thought this guy deserved the top prize. Hasan predictably denied everything. He framed the accusations as attempts to silence legitimate criticism of Israeli policy. But when you're getting called out by actual politicians and advocacy groups, maybe it's time to look in in the mirror and asked some hard questions. The scary part? His fan base ate it up. They turned his controversy into a badge of honor, proof that he was telling the truth that others were afraid to speak. It's cult-like behavior disguised as political activism. Every good downfall story needs a nemesis, and Hasan found his in the most unlikely place, a World of Warcraft streamer named Asmongold. If you don't know Asmongold, imagine the most no-nonsense, straight-talking gamer you can think of, multiply that by 10, and you're getting close. These two couldn't be more different. Hasan is all designer clothes and political theory. Asmongold is Mountain Dew and brutal honesty. When Asmongold decided to publicly call for Hasan's ban in May 2025, it wasn't just a content creator beef, it was a full-scale culture war.
Can you litigate against Twitch for this? Can I litigate it? No, I mean, I can't do anything about it. I mean, it's not my thing. I mean, the only thing that I can do, but, you know, it is nothing. And it's embarrassing. Check Hasan's stream title. He's so happy.
Asmongold's argument was simple. If Twitch has rules, they should apply to everyone. Hasan's response? He accused Asmongold of pandering to right-wing audiences for views. Classic deflection, but it revealed something important. Hasan was starting to crack under pressure. This feud matters because it represents something bigger than two streamers arguing. It's about accountability, platform consistency, and whether being popular should make you immune to consequences. Asmongold became the voice of everyone who was tired of watching Hasan skate by on technicality. Here's where Hasan's story becomes truly absurd. This is a man who built his brand on attacking capitalism, wealth inequality, and the excesses of the rich. His entire political identity is about redistributing wealth and fighting for the working class. So naturally, he lives in a multi-million-dollar mansion in West Hollywood. Let that sink in. The guy who spends hours every day ranting about how the wealthy are destroying society bought himself a house that costs more than most people will make in their entire lives. He drives luxury cars, wears designer clothes, and flaunts his wealth on the same platform where he preaches socialism. The mental gymnastics required to reconcile this contradiction are Olympic level. Hasan's defense? Personal wealth doesn't invalidate political beliefs. He's not the problem, the system is. It's a convenient argument when you're benefiting from that system more than 99% of the population. His fans call it champagne socialism, but that's being generous. This is more like mansion socialism or Lamborghini leftism. It's so tone deaf that it almost feels like performance art. Let's talk about what really matters in the streaming world, the metric. Despite all the controversies, Hasan still pulls massive numbers. Over 2 million followers, consistent viewership in the tens of thousands, and enough subscriber revenue to fund his lifestyle of luxury and political activism. But here's what's interesting, his growth has plateaued. While other streamers are expanding their audiences, Hasan seems stuck. Each controversy brings short-term attention, but long-term damage to his brand. He's become more famous for being controversial than for being entertaining. So why hasn't Twitch just ended this entire saga with a permanent ban? The answer is as simple as it is depressing. Money talk. Hasan generates serious revenue for the platform. His streams bring in viewers, subscribers, and ad revenue. Banning him permanently would be like a casino kicking out a high roller. Technically possible, but financially stupid. There's also the political calculation. Twitch wants to be seen as a platform for free expression, especially political commentary. Permanently banning one of their biggest political streamers would send a message that they're willing to sacrifice progressive voices for corporate comfort. But every temporary ban chips away at this defense. Each controversy makes it harder for Twitch to claim they're supporting legitimate political discourse. They're walking a tightrope, and eventually someone's gonna fall. Looking at Hasan's career, a pattern is evident. He makes controversial statements, faces backlash, doubles down, gets banned, returns with even more extreme takes, and the cycle repeats. It's like watching someone repeatedly touch a hot stove and act surprised when they get burned. What's tragic is that Hasan clearly has talent. He's charismatic, intelligent, and capable of articulating complex political ideas. But he's addicted to controversy in a way that's ultimately self-destructive. Every time he has an opportunity to step back and rebuild his reputation, he chooses to escalate instead. This pattern suggests that his downfall isn't being imposed from the outside. He's orchestrating it himself. Each controversial statement is another step toward career suicide, disguised as brave truth-telling. Throughout all of this chaos, Hasan's fan base has remained remarkably loyal. They defend his every statement, rationalize his contradictions, and attack his critics with religious fervor. It's genuinely impressive and deeply concerning at the same time. This loyalty has become Hasan's greatest asset and his biggest liability. It enables him to survive controversies that would destroy other creators, but it also insulates him from the feedback that might help him course correct. When your audience cheers for everything you do, you lose the ability to recognize when you've gone too far. The result is a feedback loop where Hasan becomes increasingly extreme to satisfy fans who reward controversy, while simultaneously alienating everyone else. It's a recipe for short-term success and long-term irrelevance. So, is this really the downfall downfall of Hasan Piker? Here's the thing about downfalls in the internet age. They're rarely sudden. They're slow-motion car crashes that unfold over months or years, with each controversy adding another crack to the foundation. Hasan's career right now is like a Jenga tower with too many pieces removed. It's still standing, but everyone can see it's gonna fall. The question isn't if, but when and what will finally be the piece that brings it all crashing down. What's certain is that Hasan has backed himself into a corner. He can't moderate his takes without alienating his base, but he can't escalate them without facing serious consequences. It's a trap of his own making, and there's no easy way out. The tragic irony is that Hasan started his career criticizing people who built their success on the exploitation of others. Now he's become exactly what he claimed to oppose, someone who profits from division, controversy, and the worst impulses of online culture. In the end, the downfall of Hasan Piker isn't just about one controversial streamer. It's about what happens when platforms prioritize engagement over responsibility, when audiences reward outrage over insight, and when creators choose controversy over authenticity. It's a cautionary tale for the internet age, playing out in real time with millions of viewers watching. And honestly, we can't look away.